Hello everyone, welcome to back my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before starting the video, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Young and restless, Mariah is harboring a secret so horrible that she can't even confide in her closest loved ones. We all assumed she'd cheated, but the truth is much darker and more consequential, so much so that it changes everything we thought would happen. When Mariah returned to Genoa City from her business trip for Cassidy first, she was clearly a different woman than she left. Her emotions got the best of her when she reunited with her wife, Tessa, who could sense something was off. The same held true for her mother, Sharon, who sat her rattled daughter down for a chat. Mariah confessed she had done something so terrible whilst on her trip that she couldn't even believe it herself, and she definitely couldn't tell her wife. It came out that Mariah had been struggling with guilt over Ian Ward's re-invasion of their lives and the damage he'd wrought on her loved ones. The unbearable feelings led her first to the hotel room's minibar, and then to the well-stocked full-sized version, presumably in the hotel lounge. This was pretty much the extent of the information she shared with her mother, leaving us all to assume she'd cheated on Tessa while under the influence. But when she next appeared on-screen, another piece of the puzzle emerged, and it was a doozy. Mariah had been approached by someone whilst intoxicated, but not by a hot lesbian temptress or even a handsome business type. Instead, it was an older man who featured in Mariah's flashbacks. He walked up and mused, "You look like you could use a friend." Well, this just left us, frankly, with a bad case of the creeps. Not just because he was hitting on a drunk woman sitting alone, but because he was giving, we hesitated to even think it, but, cult Y Ian Ward vibes. This is where the nature of the story becomes darker and graver. With Ian being so much at the forefront of Mariah's thoughts and nightmares ahead of her business trip, it wasn't long before we began to speculate that, in her drunken state, Mariah at some point mistook this man for Ian. Our worst suspicions were all but confirmed when Mariah told Tessa that it wouldn't be safe for her to tell her the truth about what happened that night. The only reason she would say that is if a crime was committed and she didn't want to make her wife an accessory after the fact. Our theory: the man followed Mariah back to her room and made some kind of advance on her. In her state of inebriation and panic, his face became that of Ian Ward, and she lashed out at him with all of the pent-up fury and pain she'd borne toward the cult leader since discovering he'd kidnapped her as an infant. Did Mariah commit murder? It certainly seems as though that could be her dark secret. Depending on how long it takes to come to life, it could still negatively affect her marriage, and even drive Tessa into the arms of her new confidant, Daniel. However, once the reality of the horror Mariah's been dealing with is revealed, we're certain her wife will want to support her, whatever she will be facing. With the truth being so consequential and life-changing, the implications will defo be different than if she'd merely had a one-night stand. Taria has some heavy drama ahead of them, soaps readers. Young and restless bombshell. Mariah's dark secret is tied to spoiler, and the truth changes everything we thought we knew. For years, fans have watched Mariah Copeland evolve from a scheming outsider to one of Genoa City's most beloved and loyal hearts. But So Planned has a rule: no past ever stays buried forever. In an upcoming storyline sure to rock the fandom, an explosive twist unearths a dark secret Mariah has hidden for years, one tied to a familiar face we thought we had figured out. Yes, this one's big. The kind of twist that rewrites backstories, shakes long-standing relationships, and changes what we thought we knew about everyone. The calm before the storm. At first glance, Mariah's life seems more stable than ever. Her relationship with Tessa is rock solid, she's thriving in her career, and she's slowly carved a place for herself as a protector and moral compass within the Newman Abbott Chancellor circle. But beneath her composed surface lies a secret, one she's gone to great lengths to hide. And it all begins with a mysterious envelope. Late one night, Mariah receives a letter. It's unmarked, delivered by hand, and chilling in its contents. Inside is a photograph, grainy, aged, but unmistakable. It's Mariah. She's maybe 18, standing outside a dilapidated house on the edge of town. And next to her, a person believed to be long dead. A person no one expected to ever see again. The face from the past, spoiler, is back. The person in the photo, none other than Ian Ward. Yes, that Ian Ward, cult leader, manipulator, and the man responsible for some of the darkest days in Nikki's and Dylan's past. He's been presumed dead since his last fiery showdown years ago. But the photo suggests otherwise. Not only was he alive after the supposed death, but Mariah was with him. Not as a hostage, but seemingly, as an ally. Mariah is stunned, terrified, and now cornered. Someone knows what happened during those missing months of her life when she disappeared off the radar. And they're threatening to expose it all. But the true bombshell isn't just that Ian survived. It's what Mariah did to protect someone she loved. The sin that won't stay buried. Flashbacks begin to surface, raw, fragmented memories that reveal a secret deal Mariah made when she was younger, desperate, and still haunted by abandonment. After escaping from Ian Ward's psychological manipulation, she found herself lost and disoriented. But instead of turning Ian in, she made a deal with him. In exchange for her silence and assistance in disappearing, Ian gave Mariah something in return. He promised to leave one person alone forever, Cassie. Wait, Cassie? Yes. In a jaw-dropping retcon that flips the show's mythology on its head, it's revealed that Cassie may not have died the way everyone believed. Hold on, breathe, let's unpack that. The Cassie twist. Cassie Newman, the twin sister Mariah never got to know, died tragically years ago in a car accident, a death that devastated Sharon and Nick and left a ripple effect across every family in Genoa City. But now, it's revealed that Ian Ward had orchestrated parts of Cassie's life long before she ever found her birth family. He had Cassie watched for years. And after her death, there were whispers in the foster network Mariah ran from, rumors that Cassie had been seen in a private facility across state lines. Mariah, upon discovering the truth, confronted Ian. That's when he gave her an impossible choice: help him disappear for good, or he'd unleash everything he knew, including the possibility that Cassie had been taken after the crash, not killed in it. In a moment of blind panic, love, and grief, Mariah chose silence. She let Ian go, believing it was the only way to protect her sister's memory, and to shield Sharon from the possibility of hope becoming heartbreak. Now, with the envelope's arrival, someone is forcing her hand. And the past she tried to bury is clawing its way back into the present. Who sent the envelope? As Mariah spirals, desperate to protect her loved ones, the mystery deepens. Who sent the envelope? Who took the photo? And more chillingly, who else knows the truth? The answer may lie with someone closer than she thinks. Enter Faith Newman. In a twist sure to ignite fan debate, it's revealed that Faith, now grown, fierce, and investigating her family's history for a podcast on Lost Stories of Genoa City, came across old reports, conflicting death records, and anonymous tips suggesting Cassie's death was not what it seemed. Digging deeper, she found the photo and sent it to Mariah, hoping to push her toward the truth. But Faith had no idea what door she was opening, or how dark it would get. Now the sisters must face the fallout together, unsure if they're chasing ghosts, or about to discover something far more disturbing. The fallout. Naturally, Genoa City won't stay quiet for long. Sharon is blindsided. The pain of Cassie's death has shaped her life. How will she react to the possibility that Mariah knew something? That maybe Cassie didn't die that night. Nick, too, is thrown into emotional chaos. Could the daughter he lost still be alive? Or was she exploited in death by a madman, and now used in a cruel game? Tessa, Mariah's anchor and confidant, finds herself torn between support and betrayal. If Mariah kept this secret for so long, what else is hidden beneath their seemingly stable relationship? Victor Newman, never one to ignore a ghost from the past, begins his own investigation, and his reach uncovers yet another secret: a medical facility in Switzerland with ties to Ian Ward's old cult network. Records of a Jane Doe who matches Cassie's DNA. The chase is on, the past is unraveling, and the one person who tried to keep it all together is about to fall apart. The ultimate bombshell: is Cassie alive? The season-ending cliffhanger promises to be one for the ages. As Sharon, Nick, Faith, and Mariah arrive at the facility overseas, the screen fades to black just as a nurse leads them down a sterile hallway. "She's right through here," the nurse says. Sharon clutches Mariah's hand. The door opens. Cut to black. No one breathes. Because whether Cassie is alive, or whether someone wants them to believe she is, the ramifications will change every character on this canvas. Mariah's secret has shattered the status quo. Trust has been broken, but even more dangerously, hope has been awakened. And hope, in soap operas, is often the most dangerous drug of all. What's next? If Cassie is alive, what does that mean for Mariah's place in the family? Will Sharon and Nick blame her, or thank her? Could Faith's quest for truth put her in the crosshairs of people who want this buried? And what role will Adam Newman play when whispers of a Cassie return begin to echo, especially since Cassie once saw him as a kind of unlikely ally before her death? Even Chance Chancellor is pulled in, as federal ties to Ian Ward's cult operation reopen investigations thought long closed. One thing is certain, the quiet days are over. Genoa City is on the edge of a revelation that will forever change the Newman legacy, the Copeland lineage, and the definition of family itself. Your turn. Do you think Cassie is alive? Will Sharon forgive Mariah? Is this Ian Ward's final play, or just the beginning? Sound off, Y&R fans. This storyline promises to be the emotional earthquake we never saw coming. If you'd like this written in the form of a script, with dialogue and scene direction, I can do that next.